Now we're live.
Live.
Yes. What's up, everybody?
What's up?
True Power's in the house.
I'm your boy CI. Yay!
And this is a special report.
Amen.
Today's date is September 29th, 2018, the year of our Lord. So, guys and gals, I'm going to try something new tonight. I actually have 0 listeners, but that's fine. But I got a call-in number, so as soon as people start popping out, I know it's going to take a second because this is totally unscripted. No one expected this to go down. But I got a little call-in line. You guys hit up the call-in line. For those who are actually diligent, hold on. That call-in number is 636-209-5044. That's 636-209-5044.
We'd like to hear from you, so make sure y'all call in.
Yes. And that's going to be the call-in line for the other morning show and special report. So, I guess until people show up, fuck it. What I was talking about earlier was that we have to come to an understanding as human beings. If not, this whole thing's going to get wiped the fuck out. You know what I'm saying? We're going to get bowed the fuck on down. Like I said, that's why I've been harping about people making their bug out bags. I've been harping about people getting a contingency plan about leaving. And tonight we're going to discuss why. Why, you're old enough to remember Sears, right?
Mm-hmm.
The store Sears.
Yep.
Well, you know that Sears is about ready to go under. It's about ready to go the way of the dodo. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Like that one store, Toys R Us.
Yeah.
All right. Sears has been downgrading. Go to Bloomberg or the Wall Street Journal just to verify what I'm saying is true. Its stock is now trading for 85 cents a share. It's considered a penny stock now. The main CEO of the organization says that in October, they have to come up with $143 million.
Wow.
To pay off some debt. And they're trying to buy the Kenmore brand of appliances because it's basically 4 times in value of what Sears is now.
Mm-hmm.
Sears is having some real problem. Oh man, I saw some swag there on the thing. Hold on. I'm gonna take this off the internet real quick too.
Mm-hmm.
And free up. But we had the call-in line, guys. If anyone out there have actually cell phone or whatever, please call us in.
636-209-5044.
There you go. Enjoy, come to us with questions, add to the conversation because this is not just our show. It's all of our show. We're all in this together, guys. Seriously, every man, woman, and child who can hear our voices right now, today, we're all in this together. All right. So we got this Sears thing cracking off, right? At the same time, we also have the fucking trade war popping off.
Yep, with China.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate you, man. And, listen, guys. The reality is this here. You got to pick your poison. You got to pick who you're going to roll with and who you're not. You know what I mean? You got the Chinese, you have the Russians, damn near the rest of the world, if you want to be American. You want to just be a black person, you got the whole world against you. If you want to be just anybody else, best of luck to you. We have to form a true network. We have to basically be in contact with one another on a real level so that we can ensure our security. Mm-hmm. If not, we're fucked. No man's an island on this. You know what I'm saying? So if you haven't seen it, I broke down yesterday, or not yesterday, it was actually Thursday. I did a special report called Trade War 2018. Please check that out. Okay. So, and also tomorrow I'm going to be coming out with John Birch Society, going deeper down to the rabbit hole, part 2. I already have part 1 up as well. So the thing about it, you was asking me earlier about the direction of the show. Where did we see everything really cracking off? Well, I got some great news. We got some great people lined up yet again. that's going to be coming down. Hopefully, I can get Susan Brown on. She's a professor at Ohio, sociology and demographics, and she's going to be talking about the divorce rate, guys. The divorce rate right now is less than damn near 10%. It's not 50% no longer. All right. So that trend is going down. And once again, we can thank the baby boomers for all that action as well, because those motherfuckers after World War II were fucking getting married, fucking getting married, fucking getting married. All that shit's coming to an end. Now, back at the thing at hand. I was talking to you also earlier about the whole end of the world thing. Mm-hmm. We're in an accelerated process, folks, because of a couple of things. One, the red heifer has appeared. We got about 2 months before she is actually confirmed as the legitimate red heifer. Once that's confirmed, the Zionist program, as far as the Dome of the Rock Temple over there in Israel being either destroyed or just straight up bulldozed over to make room for that new Solomon Temple, is going to be a go. All right. We got basically 3 major threats right now happening. We have volcanic and earthquake actions in the Pacific Rim, which some has even suggested the whole Pacific Rim is nothing more than a mega volcano. Like how Yellowstone is a super volcano, this thing is huge. Now, and then we have the scientists making the ethnocentric or ethno-Pacific drugs, their weapons, or not drugs, but diseases, their weapons, designed, tailored to just kill certain demographics. And then, if that's not enough, we have the prospect of World War III and or a civil war in these United States of America. Right. So there's a lot of shit coming down the pipeline right now. If we don't get on board, pick our sides, choose our allies wisely, we're out to lunch. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, if you guys want to chat in the chat room, I'm watching the chat room as well. See, you got anything you want to talk about, bro?
Man, this world is really crazy, man. And the Civil War is inevitable now. So it's important for shows like this to bring the truth to the people, because when you speak the truth, you want to speak it to power. Power is with the people. Knowledge is with the people. So we definitely have to, keep an eye open on what's going on. There's a lot of crazy stuff going on here in America, as always. Bill Cosby, the Brett Kavanaugh confirmation hearing, and it's like,
oh no, hold on, the confirmation hearing. let's be real. What time it is? All right, Donald Trump is listening to a couple of organizations. All right, one is the Heritage Society. They got a female Supreme Court nominee that's ready to go just in case Kavanaugh is rejected. Okay. Mm-hmm. I think they got something like 22 more ready to go after her if she fails for whatever reason.
Yeah.
There's a huge cabal of people that already got our political structure hemmed up. The only way to change our political structure as it is now, we got to take the corporate element out of it. Therefore, we have to say corporations not only are limited, but they can no longer contribute to political campaigns. Also, if you're in a Fortune 500, you can only participate in one corporation at a time. You can't have your hands in multiple corporations.
Well, that's what we did the other day. I think it was like Tuesday or Wednesday. We did the CI News and Media podcast show with Mangled Visions. And what we were talking about is America doesn't understand. Most Americans don't understand about vulture capitalism. So what that means is more people is going to be afraid to protest in the age of Donald Trump, because the people who have houses, they got kids in college, they got credit cards they got to pay for, they can't afford to miss work to protest.
Right.
So it's designed for the elites that come up with this Robin Hood type system where they instill fear in the people for civil disobedience. Civil disobedience is protesting. So if you have people that work for these corporations, they're going to be very mindful on how they protest. They're probably not going to do it at all. A lot of them's going to stay at home. They're not going to get involved in the political process because they fear a lot of the stuff that they can lose.
Fuck yeah, and rightfully so.
So most people don't understand vulture capitalism. It's a system that is designed by the elites to give more power to the corporations. Basically, in most employees, they have no voice, they have no rights. All you are is a number and not a name.
Well,
So they're afraid to go against the power structure, and that's the reason why they're keeping people in fear. And so I think that's very important that most Americans that are a part of corporate America or wherever they are understand the signs of vulture capitalism. It is a system that is designed by the elites to where it instills fear in the people economically and politically to not go out there and go against the elements of the secret society.
Well, the same thing about the secret society whole conspiracy. Once you know about it, it's no longer a secret. Mm-hmm. So therefore, you got to analyze, the Illuminati, the Freemasonry, Satanist groups, and other cults, and other think tanks, Washington D.C. agencies, and eugenics associations.
Right.
All right. Once these folks are identified, the game's over. Mm-hmm. There's no more. There's no drawback. That's why we got to be so aware that. Why do you think they're letting out the method? They're letting out how they achieve what they have achieved so far. Mm-hmm. You go to some conspiracy. Oh my God, I just found out. Oh my God, they're spraying chemtrails. Oh, man, that shit's been out since the 70s. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, I found out they put fluoride in the water. Been out since the 30s. Oh my God, I found out about the Federal Reserve. Been out since 1913. All right. Once again, you're late to the game. You're already late to the game. This game has been going and going and going. Most of us, are coming into this monopoly game. Everything's bought up. Everything has hotels on it. And guess what? The way the political structure is set up now, when you pass go, they don't even want your ass to get $200. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? They want you to be totally out. You might be able to get around, or what happens? You either visit jail or you go to jail. Mm-hmm. All right? Or else you get community chest and realize that community chest is nothing more than fucking around for whore. Community property. Mm-hmm. All right? So it's all designed to fuck you up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, Marvin, man? Hey, y'all, if y'all want to call in, please do. The phone line is 636-209-5044, right?
Yes, sir.
5044.
Make sure
so give us a call, man, and shit, get your voice on this fucking video. Tell us your questions. Or maybe you have a statement. I don't give a fuck. It'd be good to hear from y'all. So the thing is, guys and gals, even though I know there ain't no gals listening, is that we have to be strong men, and we have to stand up for our communities and stand up for our situation. Because if you don't, then basically what happens is right now, all right, a lot of people don't understand. The Chinese have basically taken the doctrine of white supremacy, and they took the white dude out and they put themselves at top. Mm-hmm. All right. Mm-hmm. Black dudes are still at the bottom. Okay. That part ain't changed. The thing about it is, not only is China colonizing Africa right now, it's also colonizing the United States. Mm-hmm. For those who have watched the show, watched Special Report, you understand I've talked to Jane Ellen, and she explained in great detail how China has basically subverted the government of Iowa, and basically Iowa is now a sacrifice zone, meaning that you can have as many hog confinements in there as you want, pollute, debase the groundwater. People are breathing in fecal material from the farms, and it's just turned into a nasty little fucking slum. Mm-hmm. All right. Yep. Now the Chinese are benefiting, and then also, Brother Judah awoke. Hips us to what's going on up there in the Great Lake. Nestle fucking just sucking out that water in the Great Lakes. The Great Lakes is one of the hugest natural freshwater bodies on Earth.
Yeah.
All right. But we're just going to pipe that shit over to China. All right. We got to understand. And a lot of you guys don't get it that in the end times, there's only going to be 10 basic governments. 2 of them are going to be like the superpowers. Gog and Magog. All right, and this is according to the Christian interpretation of this shit. Oh, geez, man, talking about self-fulfilling fucking prophecies. Well, basically, everything's set up for that now. China, Russia, we call them Gog or Magog, you know, or actually, it'd probably be China, Gog, and Russia, Magog, because basically, a lot of the white nationalists are looking towards Putin as their racial savior.
Yeah.
And even Trump is going along with that program, okay?
Yeah.
And then you look at China, well, that's the kingdom of the East, all right? So, and at the end, once they get finished dealing with the rest of us, then they'll turn their attentions to Israel. Because a lot of you guys don't realize right now, if you want real cyber security, you're going through Israel. If you want somebody truly assassinated, you're going through Israel. Israel got some assets, man, because they have the fucking legacy of the Nazi experiment. And all the Nazism was a truly scientific application of mass murder and mass propaganda, scientifically speaking.
Yep.
And using the elites and the Jews, and they came through flawlessly when they elected to initiate the Great Depression. Because after 1913, there was an economist that said, from now on, all depressions or recessions will be scientifically calculated to happen. Instead of just happen organically when your money's based with silver or gold.
Okay? Yeah.
But when you have it just basically arbitrarily being printed out of thin air, it could be scientifically done to retract, and that's called a depression. Mm-hmm. Well, the depression, if you read a lot of what economists are saying, this next depression that's coming up is going to make the Great Depression look like a fucking day at the beach. All right. And what's important, the reason why I harp on this is because once your neighbors and your co-workers, even some of your religious fellowship, can't get their food, that ATM don't work, they have no cash, suddenly all bets are off, buddy. Yep. People are going to start tribing up, all right, or gang banging up, however you want to look at it. And those people who are in a group are going to have an advantage to any lone wolves out there, because lone wolves are going to get eaten up, all right, because a lot of you guys, once again, don't know how to live off the land. You don't know how to go in these woods and get your water and your food right. You know, you don't know what animals to eat, what time of year you can eat them. Like, for instance, people don't know you just can't pop a rabbit in until, you got a certain time of year. Mm-hmm. You got to eat those motherfuckers, else they're full of worms and shit. So the reality is this here, guys. If we do not come together collectively, and say, we enjoy freedom, we enjoy religious freedom and property and all the good stuff in the Bill of Rights collectively, then we're fucked.
Mm-hmm. That's the hardest thing to do, is to get people to come together, because they've been hit with so much, or brainwashed with so much propaganda, and it really starts at home, on the far as like with the other side, because a lot of them ain't educated. But that's the hardest thing to do, is to get people to unify and know how this system is actually ran, because they've been divided with. They try to use religion. They try to use religion as a weapon. They did use it as a weapon. Then they use politics, so the hardest thing to do is to get people to come together and unify, because they've been brainwashed with so much propaganda. They honestly think that the government has their best interest.
Yes.
And they don't, So it's a trying time in our country, though, man, where we're still so far behind, and we're very ignorant. I feel like that all of this stuff is a diversion and a distraction for something major, something powerful that is about to arise.
And you're right. Listen, you gotta please understand this. All right. Basically, 2,000 years ago, allegedly, the Jews were in possession of Israel, the territory we call Israel. Now, granted, 2,000 years ago was about the time Christ died, right? So therefore, that land was really occupied by the Romans at this, 2,000 years ago. But nevertheless, we're giving it back to the Jews, or they gave it back to the Jews in the 40s. All right. Now, I was talking to a good friend of mine from the EFF down in South Africa, and they were saying that, shit has almost came to a stop as far as progression of land acquisition down in that region, because basically South Africa is facing a plethora of Western powers that are all caught up on, you're not going to harm them white Afrikaners and Boers, and that's such bullshit. And we can give the Jews back their land, which some will argue the Bible wasn't even real, but we give them back their land. How come we can't, allow the South Africans to take back their land? And then the Native Americans take back their land. The Native Latin Americans, South Americans take back their land. And that's the whole kicker. Ain't nobody in America is trying to give up their shit. Period. Ain't nobody in South Africa or South America trying to give up their shit. Nope. And that's the conundrum. And then you think about, well, if these indigenous people can't get back their land, then why can the Jews get back theirs? Or how come we can't even be told where the fuck we really come from?
Yep.
One word: power and control. Because there's a lot of religious people feeding into religion, and they want to see Israel. And now that it has been restored, there's no turning back. Because Scripture says once you see that nation is restored, that generation that saw it restored will not all pass before Christ comes back. So that's why things are being accelerated. That's why you've seen stories with the red heifer. That's why we talked about the Temple Mount, ultimately to talk about the Antichrist rolling up in there and saying that he's God, and then the whole thing supposed to, basically kick off.
Right.
But prior to that, there's going to be an economic disaster, which we all can see it coming. Once again, Sears is on its way out. For 85 cents, you can buy a share of Sears stock. Well, there's something inherently wrong with that. All right. So now, if we just step back, breathe in, breathe out, we can see how we all been played. We can see how we all been manipulated. No matter how bad you think you're fighting the system, you're really doing what the system wants. Hold on. We got a phone call, folks. Welcome to the show. Hold on. Let me kick you up just a hair. Okay, I think you should be good now. What's up?
What's up, Don? What's happening?
Dimebag in the house.
I can't say how long I'm doing the singles thing,
He's out there procreating for the fucking future of humanity.
Right.
Man, you're the first caller ever to the show. I'm thankful for that. That's cool as hell. You know what I'm saying? So now on the other morning show, we have a phone system. So you can hear us good and shit?
Yeah, I think I'm perfectly clear.
Good. That's weird. Yeah. On my other computer, it's a big deal, but here it's fucking bam, bam, bam. Now we got a cunt hair feedback, okay? That's because of, how I had to run this shit. But, I think hopefully everything's being picked up on the, I know it's a little twitchy, but I can adjust her down just a hair. There we go. So you got anything to say? You got anything that you want the people to know?
It's Saturday. Do what you do.
Right. Do what you do.
It's Saturday.
As the wolf gets ready to go out on the prowl.
I've been on the prowl. I just came back. I see you take there. I just came back here, for a pit stop.
Oh man, like Mario Andretti, huh?
Oh man, it was good hunting, brother. Yeah. Well, we're just kind of talking about everything. I broke it down about the trade war And Sears, you know, you might not have heard the news, but Sears is going out of business, or well, they're not officially going out of business, but basically their stocks now are down to 85 cents. They got a debt payment of $143 million next month. Damn. And the CEO is concerned that they cannot meet such obligations. So now they're trying to buy the Kenmore product line, which is basically 4 times the value of Sears itself. So Amazon, Walmart, good job. Another U.S. retailer, because at one point in time, Sears was the largest employer in America.
So basically, so who hurt Sears? Walmart
and Amazon combined.
Yeah,
combined.
But be on the lookout for Wayfair too. Wayfair is a company that's going to be exploding too, kind of like IKEA.
Is it?
Yeah. Wayfair is starting to get big, bro.
Well, it doesn't matter because the economic collapse is coming, and all these Pretendo corporations are going to be bowed the fuck on down because the money's not here. The money's not backed by anything. The money's arbitrarily set at a prime rate by a bunch of motherfuckers who have no love for humanity.
Yeah, we don't have no gold standards here.
No standards. We had zero standards. You know. Can't do that.
That's what we was also talking to Brother Darley about. A lot of Americans don't know anything about vulture capitalism. And vulture capitalism is a system that's designed by the elites.
Well, it's called the IMF.
To basically
monetary fund.
To almost keep people in fear of protesting against certain things, because like a lot of people's not going to want to give up their risk losing their homes and their perfect credit score and all that to protest because they can't afford to. You know, it's a system that's set up that, and also too, most employers or employees they have no voice, no power. They're just a name and not a number, or a number and not a name.
Mm-hmm.
So if they're in this political quagmire that we're in, they're going to be afraid to talk about certain things because they're afraid of losing their way of life.
Yep.
Right. Well, I can tell you now, everybody's way of life is going to change from these next 5 years, regardless if you like it or not. But at the end of the day, the 1% own everything.
Yeah.
Everything. So whatever they say, don't go.
Mm.
And the American public, so damn stupid. You know, they'll cheer right along. Yeah. They'll cheer right along for the corporate takeover.
Everything is set up by design.
Yep.
Everything's set up by design. And we got to understand this, and we got to internalize this, because if you don't, once again, you get out there rioting, you're doing what the system wants you to do.
Yep.
Because that validates the system coming down with the iron fucking fist. All right. Well, you don't do that. So you just acquiesce to the situation. You're doing exactly what the system want to do. Now just can go along unfettered. All right. But there's a third option. We band the fuck together, and we come together as a collective. You know, no stupid shit, and we figure out a way of making it happen. Because I'm not taking that chip, dude. I'm not gonna take a chip. Oh, scam me so I can get a job.
I like the whole idea of we all come together, but you gotta understand, you know, everybody don't even get that whole concept of coming together.
Mm-mm.
Right. Because a lot of people are getting paid by keeping up the discontent. You know, like, for instance, y'all might not even know, back in 2016, a brother, he was a civil engineer over in China. I forget his brother's name, right? He was dating a Chinese woman. 4 Chinese men killed this brother and beat his ass to death, murdered him. And as they were killing him, they were saying, we are not going to have any black beings being raised in this country.
Oh yeah, like
right?
it's still like over there, like they still have signs that says no blacks allowed.
Right.
Like black people can go to Hong Kong, Taiwan, Korea to a certain extent and have no issues. Japan have no issues. But China, it's still like that, like how it was during the 50s and 60s. No blacks allowed.
Because the Chinese are on code, brother Matt. They are on code with their shit.
Mm-hmm.
And we got to get on code as well. Because if we don't, brothers, then we're wiped the fuck out. No one likes us. for real, collectively, all right, because of propaganda. And we had stupid ass motherfucking Sambos out there promoting the stereotypes that they were fucking basically accusing us all of doing. All right.
When you see those world, when you see those world star, those world stars.
What's up, DT? Yeah.
When people see that stuff, it don't even matter. You can be walking around in a $5,000 suit. That's the image that they have. Like our image
has been
hijacked.
Yes.
Yeah.
By the lowest common denominator of people in our group. All we're known for is, our pants hanging down, which that doesn't affect anything. I don't even know why people ever really bring that up, but we're known for, killing each other, having news and babies out of wedlock, just doing all kind of ratchet behavior. And for the people that don't do that look like us,
that's calling life.
That is portrayed on us.
Right.
But, it's more of the savages in our group than it is, the brothers that actually want to do something different. They want to be something different. I don't want, when I walk down the street, I don't want to be like, oh, look, there's one of those black savages.
Right.
But when you go on the internet and go on what's on your mouth, where you see black people acting like that.
Right.
Well, see, the thing is, too, is like people were talking about the situation with Bill Cosby, and unfortunately, we will see the last image that we will see Bill Cosby in is him walking through with 2 prison guards in his suspenders with handcuffs going into jail. And I've noticed a lot of right-wing conservatives, Republicans, during this whole Kavanaugh situation have mentioned Bill Cosby's name, because the thing is they killed the image of the black man first. See, I told you that the black man was a rapist. I told you that the black man was lazy. I told you that the black man was baby makers. So they used Bill Cosby to validate their true feelings towards us, even though Bill Cosby has never done anything for the black community.
And won't.
He neglected his own people, basically, because once all of these celebrities that are black get to a certain state level, they forget about their blackness. So they're using Bill Cosby
as a catalyst,
as a scapegoat in a roundabout way, just like Trump said the Mexican people were rapists
and bad
drug dealers and all that. So now it's like the media is killing the image of the black man. Then when the black man is killed, it validates the reason why they killed the black man in the first place.
And yes, and more importantly, it makes it easier for the killer. See, it's hard for me to kill you, bro, if I look at you as a human being. But it's damn easy to put a bullet in if you're just a savage animal. You're a threat.
Well, back then, they looked at us as first they went from 2/3 of a man to 3/4 of a man. And guess how many of them it would take? How many of us?
It would take 32 of them to make one of us.
Yeah. So that ought to let you know right there.
Then let you know what is 32 significant of? O.J. Simpson. And what else? The Freemasonry.
If you notice one thing too, all of the top black icons are almost gone. The only ones that are
we got Kanye West.
Well, he doesn't count. He's a token. He's a schmuck.
We got Beyonce.
Part of the power structure.
I'm glad you brought up Kanye for a second, because I just want to address like the whole Kanye thing. Like that dude is like moron 2.0. You go out, all the other athletes and entertainers that gave her the throne. They did everything right, and they didn't marry her. And he goes out, he marries this slut, and he ain't got a problem when people talking about his wife. Like, your wife is known for getting down by celebrities.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Hold on, you calling Miss Kanye a whore?
I call his wife a whore.
Oh my gosh.
Like, who ain't seen the video with Ray doing whatever he wanted to her? not going to in there right now and pull that video up.
Right.
I haven't seen Red J fuck her because I don't look at porn and shit.
She was
But
the first one that set her out. She went from Ray J to Reggie Bush to, you know, Leroy at the post office.
will you quit?
Hey, she really messed old boy up. The dude that played basketball for the New Jersey Nets.
Oh yeah, the little mixture.
Yeah, Chris. I think it what was
How she mess him up?
well, they were only married for like 2 or 3 days.
She had to get another cock.
Hard enough to get out of the marriage.
Yeah, I mean,
Wow.
well, they said also. They also said,
It's a special person to marry a known cum bucket.
Oh.
If you didn't know she was a cum bucket, but if you know she's a cum bucket and you still married, that's a psychiatric problem.
right.
Dr. Dimebag in the house, yeah.
You know, it's different. It's different if you don't know.
Yeah,
It's totally different if you don't know, but you know. I mean, everybody knows.
right.
that she's a cum bucket.
But could she have just been caught up in love and romance, man? Could she?
wasn't
No.
caught up in no-
Well, you know who got her before Ray J did, don't you, Dimebag?
What's that?
You know who got her before Ray J, don't you? That Dallas Austin.
Who the hell is he?
Dallas Austin was
Oh,
the
you talking about that producer?
yeah for TLC.
Really?
Yeah, Dallas Austin.
He dicked her down apparently as well.
See, that's what I'm saying. And Kanye up there making videos crying.
Hopefully, you know what? But hold
Yeah.
on, no. I don't think it's bad as long as Kanye West don't eat her pussy. As long as he don't eat her pussy, it's cool.
Well, see the elites in Hollywood, they pair these people together.
And yes, in many ways. Yes.
They pair them together, you know, and a lot of them have diseases. I would say 85% of them have
of course.
have diseases, you know, and some of the weird stuff. Because if you watch these,
And they're into kids. Lindsay Lohan, the story you saw today, Lindsay Lohan
Now-
trying to snatch up a baby.
now that's very interesting because
Pizza game.
the whole thing that's going on with the Kavanaugh situation, basically it's for rape,
Right.
but it's only considered rape if only a certain group of people or a person does it. Now they can look on the media and say the people that's the committee,
Melanated.
we ain't involved in it. That ain't got nothing to do with us. And a lot of them is not coming forth, TruePowerIsMine, to say, no, these people are not the enemy.
Right.
The system that we created. See, the problem is the system. They were so worried about their laws, quote unquote laws, legally allowing white supremacy. That's
Right.
what laws mean. And they thought that system was strictly going to keep us on the run. But see, what they failed to realize is they're not ready and willing to sacrifice their own. We have seen the chickens come home to roost, ladies and gentlemen. We're seeing all of this stuff happening in real time. And Brother Dimebag was talking about Kim Kardashian and Kanye. These people are put together by design, by the elites, because they're the
Well, I would have been pissed. I got turned on with her.
And you don't want to be paired up with that.
same way
nut
with
buddy?
Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Man, why I gotta get stuck with the cum bucket?
Just like on the show we showed last Friday with that little whore at the end talking about who's supposed to come through and clean up this whore. Who's supposed to come through and marry her and make those kids have a home? Because the bitch says, I need a home. You know what I'm saying? That's letting you know if you have a home, you're on her fucking target. She's out there.
What I want to know is how the hell is Kylie Jenner almost a billionaire?
Well,
How is that possible?
endorsement deals? You know, her dad cut off his wiener. That's, you know, a couple bucks there.
He made it a sand
I'm
line.
sorry, my kid's gonna be broke as fuck. I ain't cutting on my shit. Get the fuck out of here. You know, but the thing is, you know, and that's a trick bag that Kanye's in. Not only is his woman a whore, his woman's mom's husband at the time was a goddamn tranny.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So he's bringing the kids over. Hey, Daddy, are we gonna see Grandma or our new grandma?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? See how twisted this becomes really fast? So fuck.
Wow.
You know?
I'd be surprised if you see Kanye West and Tyler Perry all dressed up doing the whole dinner thing.
Oh,
you know what? That was the whole thing with Dave Chappelle. When Dave Chappelle turned down, I forgot what the deal was, but Dave Chappelle, the Hollywood, huh? Yeah. Yep. And just like with your boy Cat Williams, he said there's nothing more funnier than a black man in a dress.
In a dress.
You know.
They always use this is what they do. They do not want masculine black men unless it's for sexual purposes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Other than that, they want you to be feminine as hell.
Right.
That's why they did everything they possibly. Look at all these younger guys out here now that coming from these single mile homes. They're literally women with teeth.
Right.
They're literally women with teeth. All of them more.
And that's what. No, I want to point that out just in case people can't hear you. And this is the reality. The only time they want black guys on, they don't want no guy like me. They don't want no guy like Brother CI. They don't want no guy like Dimebag. They want a fucking limp wrist fag willing to suck a dick, get jizzed on his face. On suddenly the doors are open. Judge Joe Brown showed that to us, man. He was beating these motherfuckers in the rating. But because he was a straight up man, no bullshit, no little bent wrist fairy, they're like, fuck you, Joe. Fuck you, get out of here. We're going to roll with this fucking Dyke Ellen and this other cunt Oprah and fucking Dr. Phil and shit.
Right.
And Joe Judge was fucking them up on the ratings.
Yep.
You know, that's why I have, I take off my hat to Judge Joe Brown.
Yeah, Judge, salute Joe.
Because he stands for male masculinity in the black man. He don't fucking take no shorts. He'll tell you to your face, brother, you need to, get your thing together because these people are coming to get you. He'll tell you straight up, use what you got. Use these resources for your benefit. And like Dr. Neely Field Jr. said, man, every one of y'all, if whatever you're doing in life, will this be constructive or destructive? After that's said, nothing else needs to be said. Once you figure it out, will this be destructive for us or constructive for us? And fucking let's get this shit together, gal. Let's do this thing, man. Or else we're going to be annihilated, dude. Because these motherfuckers are running on some other shit.
If you will find out there you got a son out there, you grab your son and you teach him to be as masculine as possible and hold no bones about it.
Right. Unrepentant. Right. Unrepentant masculinity. And that's what these shows are about. This show ain't about no fucking woman shit. This show ain't about no faggot shit, dude. We're about fucking men shit, man. Once again, people talk about the NBA. Or not NBA, but the NFL. The NFL is going down once again because they're bringing out these God-blessed ass, bitch-ass dudes as cheerleaders. Dude, I am not taking my son to a fucking football game. Hey, guys, cheer.
Well, I mean,
we don't want to say that shit.
Look at it in the first place. So look at how it all started. You got grown men wearing tights.
Yeah. Grown men wearing ass, Now, I like arena football. All right. I'm a pig. Oink the fuck oink. All right. Arena football is cool because and it's cool. I'm all for women, participating in that for. And you know what? An athletic, fit woman isn't necessarily a masculine specimen. She's still a woman at her core. But I do appreciate the chick that's out there, lifting weights and doing her thing. I have nothing but respect for that girl because she is doing what pleases her. Because no one's a bodybuilder out there unless they feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So the reality is this here, guys. All right. Once again, your strength is your woman. Your woman, your strength is your man. Quit fucking around with these beta ass motherfuckers that's never gonna marry you, never gonna fuck with you on a real level. Quit giving up. You know, you gotta look at your love like a bank account. All right. Ronald comes up, hey baby, gets $20. Dan comes up, hey baby, gets $20. Tom comes up, hey baby, gets. At the end of the day, your ass gonna be busted, and you expect Fred to come through and make all your dreams true. It don't work like that, because Fred's thinking, like, why do I want this nut bucket? You know what I'm saying? What makes this nut bucket so special that I can't get this shit over here without economic? See, the MGTOW deal is this here. These boys go out and they get these bitches that are below them on the social scale. All right. These bitches talk to some miserable bitches in their circle. You don't need that motherfucker. He's controlling you. You can't come out and do shit. She's like, oh, feeds into that. So she goes to the fucking lawyer or the court, get a divorce, gets half this man's shit. Now she can kick it with her miserable bitches until the money runs out. And then they're just all miserable for fucking together. Mm-hmm. That has to stop. That has to quit, dude. Because that, you know, listen, we all have sons and we all have daughters as well. Yep. Why fucking degrade your son just to try to uplift your daughters? Mm-hmm. Or why degrade your daughters just try to uplift your sons? Because, you know, if a man and woman hook up, that's somebody's son, somebody's daughter. Yeah. All right. So we got to be real with this shit. If the bitch was busted when she comes into this motherfucker, or the dude was busted when he comes into this motherfucker, when they decide to leave, especially if they initiate the process, they leave with nothing. Yeah. And then the one who is financially fit, they get the kid. Not just the woman, not just the man. The one who's financially fit gets the kid. Mm-hmm. Or children. Sorry, Mark from Anaheim. If you're watching, if you see this, I did not mean to call children kids, okay? But that's the reality. Look, you know, I love humanity. I love the human race. We're strong, we're vibrant, we're creative, we're fucking everything. But I hate how we have been subverted. I hate how we've been co-opted to get into these little boxes, these little cells. Oh, I belong to this group, brother. Man, I can't fuck with you. Mm-hmm. You belong to that group. You can't fuck with me. Yeah. Fuck all that. This is for the fucking species, dude. Unless we get this shit together, we're all dead. All of us. You know, that's all I got to say. Now, I didn't mean the soapbox and filibuster.
Well, I can tell you now, and I don't got much time left. I can tell you now, like the whole feminist takeover, they want men to bow and to see. They want to take over everything with this agenda.
Yes.
Everything.
Yes.
They do not want to be in a patriarchy at all. They want a matriarchy. The black community has been living in a matriarchy
forever.
Since the 60s.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, I don't blame brothers that go take out. I don't blame them, because this state screws them over. It screws them over.
And the state, you got to understand, the state's laws are being propagated by special interests. Yep. So let's break this shit down, brothers. Whose interest is it to destroy the black family? Whose interest is it to ensure not just the black families, but men are degraded in general? Whose interest?
Well, you figure like in 1968, Dr. Martin Luther King was killed. 2 years after that, in the 70s, was the de-industrialization of black economics. When it
was all America, actually, and it really came to a crescendo in the 80s.
But they really wanted to destroy the black man, though. That's the reason why they took the factories and the stores out, like places like Flint, Michigan, Pontiac, where the black man can actually walk to work. So they started doing a lot of eminent domain. They either shut the factories down, and then also too in the 70s was heroin and cocaine. Then 1980s under the Reagan administration, crack hit all the black community.
Let's hold on. It wasn't crack hit. It was the CIA using their chemists to find this shit. Then they hit to the fucking community.
Because all it took was for one person
to get to
hit that shit. All it took was for one person to hit that shit, and look what it did.
Well, I mean,
look what it did.
but once again, that goes back to I know brothers who have done crack, all right, and then they stop. You know what I'm saying? I know motherfuckers that done way back in the 90s. They don't do it no more, right? And same thing with meth and all that shit. But the thing about it is, to the average motherfucker who's not strong-minded, dude, that's a death sentence. Because you're going to see them sucking a dog's dick. You're going to see them getting gangbanged. You're going to see, look, a lot of you brothers out there, before you start doing these heavy drugs, remember this. A lot of homosexuals are dealers. They're straight up your heroin dealer. They're your coke dealer. They're your whatever, hardcore drug dealer. The reason why they're going to give you this drug or put you off so they can butt fuck you, dude. Straight up, so they can get in your booty. Because once you get addicted to that shit, after the first couple of hits, you're going to be like, oh my God, I need that hit. And that motherfucker be like, well, I need a lick. And you whip his dick out and you be sucking this motherfucker's dick for a little bump of fucking shit.
And it's crazy too, because a lot of the 80s sitcoms that was out during the 80s there were hidden messages in those. Obviously, we were too young to draw. We didn't really know what they were. But now you go back and you look at some of the stuff.
Oh, you see where all this madness is coming from.
They was promoting that agenda, like what Brother Darley was saying. It's that agenda.
Yes, absolutely, it's that agenda. Listen, we're up against the beast, y'all, that's been cracking for the least, this is academically speaking, for at least the past 3,500 years. These cats have been popping off, carrying that wealth down from generation to generation to now. All right. So you got to understand, you're with, once you start talking against these people can reach out and touch your little ass. You know what I'm saying? And when I say touch your little ass, I mean put you in a hole or put you in an urn, one of the two. All right. So the reality is, guys, we got to be smart on our moves. We just can't be saying what we want to say. We got to analyze the situation and say, once again, like Dr. Neely Fuller said, will this be constructive or destructive? Or like Mark from Anaheim said, you're fighting a system, but you're still doing exactly what the system wants you to do. Mm-hmm. The system does not want us all to unite. That's the one thing they don't want.
That's the reason why I feel like that they created the military. They created the military to colonize and occupy other worlds and countries, but they mainly created the military to keep the people in this country in check, just in case a military coup decides to rise up against the government. And there's going to be people in the military that's going to actually fight with the people.
Look, America, the citizens, my fellow citizens of the United States of America, are the most armed folks on the fucking planet. Something pops off, dog, you come here, we got a gun for you. If you don't, you can't legally possess or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Something pops off, you go to your neighbor's house, they got a gun for you. Because most gun owners don't just have one. They have multiple fucking weapons. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing that's really keeping the whole goons from being in the streets. You fucking your woman smacking around. That's the only thing keeping that shit from really popping off. All right? It's called normalization in the subversion scale. First you start with dissonance, then it goes to crisis, then it goes to collapse, and then it goes to normalization. Normalization is when the UN tanks come through and bows everybody down. That's supposed to be normalization. Right. And then the IMF, International Monetary Fund, comes in right after those motherfuckers buying up and privatizing all the resources in that region. That's how they get down in those third world shitholes, as our president says. Right. All right. That's why I want people to understand. The reason why these motherfuckers are trying to get out of this place because they have been totally debased and corrupted and taken over by these evil bastards that has a vested interest in seeing America come to her knees. Mm-hmm. And not to blow them. Just come to her knees, bow the fuck on down. And that's every one of us.
Yep. That is true.
Hold on. We got another call, folks. Hold on. We got another call. Hello? Welcome to the show.
How you doing out there?
Hey, we're doing good,
hey,
brother.
How's it going, brother?
Y'all good, man. I'm still alive, man. Still hanging in there. How y'all doing?
Hey, we're doing good.
We're doing good, my brother.
Just trying to put the...
Yeah, I always call y'all call so late. I saw the text, brother. And I just want to make sure I get in. Or y'all still doing?
Yeah, we're right now, brother Ron. We're right now on the show. The people can hear. Hey, okay. I just want to say what you did with Judge Joe Brown, breaking down Bill Cosby. The video did a couple. It's brilliant, brother. Brother Juan from We All Be TV on the line right now, folks.
Yeah, I'm gonna be on here with y'all, man. It's Info Wars for real. Ain't talking about no Alex Jones.
Yeah, that's what's up. Yeah.
Get the word out, man. Because knowledge is the currency of the universe, and what y'all doing is very important and impactful. And you might not always get the accolades or get the recognition, but man, y'all are consistent with the work. So
thank you, brother.
You all.
Thank you, brother.
We appreciate it, brother.
You know, I mean, Brother Ron. For those who haven't seen his work on We All Be TV, this brother is a true academic. In my book, he actually goes and gets the facts. He's like Professor Grip. He doesn't. This isn't hyperbole. This isn't his opinion. He does the research and gets the people on. Man, this brother is on it, and you know, I am so thankful, seriously, to the Most High in the universe for making that phone call to you, brother. And you actually talking, you know, talking back to me.
I owe you a phone call. Yeah, I owe you a phone call. You called me earlier, man. You called me in the middle of the night. I could have been on whatever. It don't make a difference. Bro.
I know.
I got to touch base with you all, man. I saw that some of the interviews with Mark from Anaheim. It was good to hear his voice once again.
Oh man, I was. I had to admit, Brother Ron, I was drunk. You know, I was like, I know that was terribly unprofessional. Just straight up, like, you know, I lost my feed with Dr. Jason Nichols. Okay, I lost my feed with him, and I was like, fuck it, you know, the show has to go on. And the chat room was like, call Mark. I was like, fuck it. I just called him. He picks up, and it's like that. Everyone went nuts in the fucking chat room. The rest is history. It was an awesome fucking show, man. Awesome show. You know. But, you know, one thing I want to do, though, and me and I was talking about it, I want to come down to Memphis, you know, in the near future, and all of us be on camera live at the same time.
Mm-hmm. That's a great idea, man. I'm down for that.
Yeah. You know, and because, like I said, you know, and I'm not just tooting your horn, dude. I have so much respect for you, brother, because of the content that you put out.
We don't really respect each other like we should as black men.
Yes,
right.
Sir.
That's true. Yep, that is true.
And that's what we were talking about. We got to get on page, man. You know, I was blessed, or I can't really talk about it, but I talked to a gentleman, man, and I gave my word I wasn't going to say nothing, but you know what? I'm drunk and fuck it. I talked to a man, Dr. Nilly Fuller Jr., all right, a few months ago. I actually talked to him on the phone. Dude, this was like an eye-opening. You know, I'm sorry, doctor. You know, I said I ain't going to talk about what we talked about, but you know, dude, talking to Dr. Nilly Fuller Jr. one-on-one, man, was like it was like a bomb went off in my brain, dude. It's like I've seen so many possibilities, you know, and it all starts with all of us getting on code. I'm not saying we have to be hateful at all. I'm not. I'm just saying we got to get on code for our own survival, you know, and that's what it's about. That's why, you know, I'm glad that we have folks like you, Brother Ron, that we can call up and literally in the middle of the night and you answer the call. You know what I mean? And
no problem.
And it's because, brother, you have love for humanity. You have love for the truth. You have love for righteousness, man. And that's why I respect you, brother.
That's right. Thank you so much. I'm very humble about it. Thank you.
You know, because I know what you do ain't easy. Trust me, I know what you do ain't easy.
Well, y'all do it. Y'all know that. Y'all doing it yourselves.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Know the price that you got to pay for that. People don't understand. You pay a price for that.
Yes.
You pay a price for what we're doing.
Yes. And that, and you know what? If it frees one little boy, one little girl, it's worth it to me. It's worth it because there's no reason why you should live through your life with feeling that you're less than anybody. And there's more importantly, no reason why you should live through your life feeling that you're better than anybody. You know what I'm saying? We got to understand we're all humans. We're all subject to flaws. We're all subject to great potential. But it's only if we nurture these things can they come to fruition. you know, and that's what I'm trying to do. I want to reach out and those little YouTubers that has great contents, but no one hears what they're saying. I want to bring them into the network, get their voice out, use my platform as a bullhorn. You know, I'm not stingy with my game. It's too late. You know, it's too late. Like Dick Gregory told us. And this brother here was blessed enough to actually talk to Brother Dick in person.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Right.
So he had all kinds of conversations. Yes. Yes.
Yep.
That is true. You know, that is true. But what did Brother Dick, Bubba Dick warn us? Recess is over, kids. It's over. It's time for us to get into action. It's time for us to do what's right for ourselves for a change.
Mm-hmm.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing. The only thing wrong, we're not doing it. You know, I want to hate on you because you got a couple of dollars. You want to hate on me because I got a couple of dollars. All that hate shit has to go, man. We're in this shit together, guys.
Yeah.
When that hammer comes down and they start loading brothers and sisters on train, like Dr. Newly Fuller Jr. said once again, it don't matter how nice you are. It won't matter how rich you are. It won't matter how religious you are. Your ass is going down to the fucking oven, just like the little heathen. Period. And we got to abort that. We got to abort that for sure. Now, Brother Ron, you got any new programs coming up? Damn it. Fucking NSA. Ever since.
All that stuff you said, I couldn't even hear it, man. It was all gobbled up. But go ahead, I'm listening.
Do you have any new projects that you're working on or anything like that?
Yeah, actually, in the process, we're going to do the second annual Jimmy Lunsford Jamboree Festival here in Memphis the last full week of October, October 21st through the 28th. We're going to celebrate a black man because Memphis every year celebrates a white man for one full week known as Elvis Aaron Presley. Now it's time for the city that took the life of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. to pay homage to a black man who really cared about black people for each one week. And that's Jimmy Lunsford. He was the first high school band director for a black school here at Memphis back in the 20s. Took his best high school students and buddies from Fisk University and formed the greatest swing band of the 30s and 40s. They became the house band at the Cotton Club after Duke Ellington and Cab Calloway was the #1 attraction at the Apollo Theater for a whole decade. He owned and flew his own airplane. He started his first airplane, Cessna, back in 1940 for $20,000 during the Great Depression.
Wow.
3 airplanes. But what I love most about this brother was his spirit. He was a true humanitarian and a philanthropist. He would start music education programs for black children throughout the country to keep them out of trouble. And when he's coming back to Memphis to perform at a sold-out venue, he would always do free concerts and musician clinics at his old high school where he taught at, Manassas High School. And by the time he died back in July 12, 47, at the age of 45, he was looking to buy real estate to start a retirement community for black musicians.
Wow.
So he was always thinking about how to take care of black folks young and old. So I'm thinking to myself, he got enough of Memphis to be buried here. Why not celebrate the amazing accomplishments and the legacy of this exceptional human being?
Yes.
Right.
So we're doing 7 days, like 7 events throughout the city, working with the children, with the old people, with the institutions. I mean, it's going to have a good time. So I'll let y'all know more about that in the future.
Awesome.
Yeah, I can find more information about that.
Now,
honoring Dick Gregory, too.
Yes.
Dick Gregory did a a jazz movie called Sweet Love Bitter. It came out back in 1967. He said a guy named Eagle Stokes, who was based on Charlie Parker from Kansas City. Dick Gregory did a great job in that movie, so we're going to do a movie night honoring him during that week.
Dang. That's beautiful, brother. That's fucking beautiful, man. You know, it's like, this is what it's about, honoring our ancestors, and more importantly, honoring the ones who are alive now. Because we can honor the ones that are alive now, then we potentially can honor the ones to come. You know what I'm saying? It's up to us now to build something that other little children can come into once it's all established. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Brother Ron, when you look at what we're up against right now, I'm talking about collectively. What is your opinion on that?
Well, we gotta get back to the basics, man. We gotta go back. We gotta know that we need each other. Like, we got to acknowledge each other, and knowledge itself starts in the home. You don't learn who you are at school. You learn who you are at home. So we need to get back on one note: black man, black woman, black child. To me, that's the Trinity. I mean, when black folks can work together, we get more things done, because black power is unity and solidarity. White power is divide and conquer. So all this thing with the Cosby thing is nothing but a Trojan horse.
Yeah,
it's not about gender. It's not about. It was. I'm gonna tell y'all. Do y'all tell me statement? It's okay. Bill Cosby did not start having these problems really until 4 years ago. What was going on 4 years ago? He tried to buy NBC back.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Yes.
And it's been documented. Confused. Some black folks think it's an urban myth. No. The New York Times talked about him trying to buy NBC back in the day.
Yes.
And Weinberger, one of the writers behind or producers behind the Cosby Show. He used to write jokes with Dick Gregory and Bill Cosby back in the 60s and whatnot. He was one of the investors with Bill Cosby to buy NBC. But what happened in 2014 was energy giant Kinder Morgan was trying to build a $500 million pipeline on the property of Bill and Dr. Camille Cosby in Massachusetts. They joined with other environmental activists to become very vocal against the building of a pipeline on their property. Because like Dick Gregory would always joke, he say, well, Bill got property that got more oil under it than Kuwait.
Right.
And, they wanted to build that pipeline to extract all that natural resource, that gas and oil. And this would cause what was known as fracking. Fracking is like a little earthquake, right? So they do that over in Arkansas, they're drilling into the tectonic plate, whatever, try to find resources, and that causes the place to move, to cause little mini earthquakes. So they're trying to stop that. And Camille Cosby wrote an op-ed article in one of the local Massachusetts papers. It came out in March 2014. By the end of 2014, this is when all this rape allegation stuff, all these accused start coming forward. You know, Hannibal Burr, Bill Cosby rape joke, the comedian. This also was a police friend. So Bill Cosby, the reason why he took it down probably
right. So it seems to me that like they were the man had a vision of what he wanted to do, and they were just basically mad at him because he had a plan and a vision.
Right, they helped us. And they killed his son, they killed his legacy, because they killed the Kennedy. They killed Bill Cosby's legacy. Don't you know the same day they sentenced Bill Cosby, but also the same day that Bill Cosby's son, the last killer, came up for clemency?
No way.
Yeah, that's how dirty they are. Think about it. The time the day like Monday and Tuesday of this past week, they try to sentence Bill Cosby. The 24th was the anniversary debut of A Different World. It debuted in September 24th, 1987. September 20th was the anniversary debut of The Cosby Show, which debuted in September the 20th, 1984. You know, they started his sentencing process on what, September 25th? On the 24th of Monday and the 25th of Tuesday. White folks, they into numerology and all this stuff. They believe in that stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, they do.
You know, gematria, what call that stuff? Gematria, whatever, with numbers, numerology. They all into that.
I mean, even look at some of the NASA launch, you know. I believe one of the Apollo missions occurred on Hitler's birthday. You know, they were named after Greek gods.
Yeah.
You know, this isn't by coincidence. Like you said, brother, this is by design. Design.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? And if we don't get on to the design, guess what? We're going to be eradicated by design.
Well, if they working, I've never seen us so gullible. You know what I'm saying? We are so gullible right now. We believe everything the white man tells us.
Right. And the brother tells you, oh, brother, I don't know about that. But some dude you don't even know, oh, shit, that's the gospel. You know what I mean? And we got to understand, guys, this is only designed to break down your mind. Because, see, they can't police us all. There's not enough of them. The thing is, if they can get into your mind, you'll start policing yourself. You'll start giving up them tips. Oh, look, True Power and CI and Brother Ron over here talking about, to have them focus in. All right. We got to quit with that traitorous shit. That shit can't happen no more. Recess is over, kids. And it truly is game time. I know, Brother Ron, you know about the red heifer, right? Over in the red heifer by the Temple Society in Israel, part of the Zion or the Judeo-Christian end of the world deal. Basically, okay. Okay, well, let me just build it up real quick. Basically, the story starts after World War II. All right. The bloodletting of the Jews in Europe allows for the League of Nations, later to become the UN, basically populated by rich British men, to go down into the land of Palestinians, rip out a swath of that for the Jews, for the Israelites, as they're claimed to be. Okay. Well, part of the Judeo end of the world prophecy, you have to have the red heifer. Once the red heifer comes into existence, then that's a sign to build that third temple. So now we're basically on the watch for the false flag to destroy the temple of the Dome of the Rock temple of the Muslims on that site. Or now that Jerusalem is recognized as the Israelis' capital, now they just can bulldoze that son of a bitch over once they get into a certain power situation, or it could get blown up in a terrorist attack. But that temple's going to be removed. The third temple of Solomon will be built, and that's the only reason why that's going to be built. And so when the Antichrist walks in there, allegedly, to blaspheme against God, boom, that's when everything's going to kick off. And there will be an economic situation that's happening prior to that. And I was talking about that earlier. We know that Toys R Us is gone. Sears, right now, you can buy a stock of Sears for 85 cents. All right. It's considered a penny stock. Right now, they have a debt coming up next month for $143 million. They're unsure if they're going to pay it. They're trying to acquire the Kenmore product line because it's right now valued as 4 times the value of Sears. So all these things are happening in concerts, and you got to understand, like the economist said after 1913, all depressions after this point in time, 1913, will be scientifically calculated to happen. In other words, the Great Depression was a scientific calculation to happen, which allowed the Nazis to come to power in Germany, the fascist Mussolini people to come in power in Italy, and the Imperial Japanese power, the family, which basically had power, but more firmly consolidated during the Worldwide Depression of the 1930s. And then what happens after this? You have the nation of Israel. And the reason why I say it's so important, because you have the folks down in South Africa right now trying to get their land back from the colonizers, okay? And there's so much resistance that, I have a buddy over at EFF I talked to on the internet, and he's saying that things are kind of coming to a stalemate right now because so many Western powers are threatening sanctions against South Africa if they go through with taking back their fucking land, just like they did in Zimbabwe. The reason why Zimbabwe went down, for one, is because a lot of people don't know this, but as they left, the whites left there, a lot of equipment was destroyed. Zimbabwe doesn't have a huge infrastructure to replace a lot of those equipment, and they also poison the fucking land. Just like in South Africa, they're having a water shortage because all that fucking water was sucked out for the past fucking 400 years of colonization on many of these farms. So then, once again, when the people get a hold of it and it flounders, people can put, oh, you're this poor management. Oh, you just can't handle shit. But they never take in considerations all the shit it took to get to that point. Nobody leaves shit unless it's already done. Let America's resources go out. All these motherfuckers around here would disappear. And then the people left, oh, they're just fucking mismanagement. They can't fucking do nothing. Well, there's nothing left of the land to do anything with. That's what I'm saying. But once again, it goes back to propaganda.
Yep.
Yes.
They putting something in our water, they're making it really unavailable to hell.
Right.
I mean, you need water to live. It's like you need water and oxygen.
Well, who's sucking out all the water in the Great Lakes right now? China, using Nestle. You know, who turned Iowa, the state of Iowa, into the personal hog pen? China.
Mhm.
And what country really has a low opinion of the melanated men and women of the world? Oh, China. You know, so
Now, in the Heartland of Africa too, right? In Africa and America.
yes, they're in Kenya right now trying to make the bullet train. You know, don't forget, you know, it was the British that made the first rail line in Kenya, but now the Chinese are over there. They're just to colonize. Those bullet trains are going to be used to get the resources out of Kenya to the seaport as quickly as possible to get that shit back to China and to get it in our hands as an iPhone. You know, we got to understand that right now we are headed for three major deals. We have the Pacific Rim that's going nuts with volcanoes and earthquakes. Okay. We have scientists right now using ethno-Pacific viruses to target certain demographics. Okay. And then on top of that, we have the trade war that could ultimately become a World War III scenario, and the United States potential civil war about to pop off because we're so radically divided.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so everything's playing out. You know, at the end of the day, there will just be basically two superpowers, Gog and Magog, and it's going to be a wrap because so many people are acquiescing to the situation instead of standing up saying, hey, I got kids, I got children, I have loved ones. I'm not going to fight these old men's fucking wars. We're going to live in peace and harmony, and you old bastards don't like it. We'll just go ahead and send you on to whoever you believe in. But that's when you get into problems. That's when the old men sends out the assassins to silence your ass. You know, and that's just the reality in which we live in. We got to understand. At this point, kids, it's all or nothing. Either we're going to continue being fucking wage slaves and fucking slave to the power that be, or we can collectively stand up and say no more. We are all individuals, but yet we are one. You know, and that's where I want us to be, man. That's where we should be. That's where we need to be. You know, if not, then bring on the chips. And you know what? The people who are rich now will be rich for eternity. And you will always be the fucking lower class. And he wants to live like that, you know? Now, Brother Rondo. Yes. This is a distraction. Just like the Supreme Court nomination right now. Huge distraction. Who gives a fuck about this motherfucker fucking these ugly bitches? Just like who gives a fuck about Bill Cosby apparently knocking out these bitches and fucking them fucking 20, 30, or even 2006 or whatever, years ago. Who gives a fuck about that for real? How come no one's really talking about this Chinese fucking one world fucking trade road they're trying to build to ensure that they have the fucking means to distribute not only merchandise, but their military forces?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, you know, think about this. The thing that made the Roman society powerful, you know, they were just a bunch of little fucking beef herders. What made them so powerful is that they had roads. The real invention of the Roman Empire was the ability to build roads so they can move not only commerce, but that was Roman legions. The same gag is being played today, guys.
Yep.
And we're too stupid to see it happening. But that's why I'm here. And others. Because we're going to tell it until we're shut the fuck up. That there can be a better way of doing this, guys. There can be a better way for everyone to get their piece of the pie. Because I truly believe we live on a mudball called Earth that has enough resources to take care of everyone for a lifetime. Everyone that's here right now and to come. All right. You know, the other night we had a show And we broke it down. Some of the water that you're drinking right now could have been drunken by Genghis Khan, could have been drunken by Hannibal, could have been drunken by fucking Julius Caesar or anybody. We're all this world is interconnected. And the most devilish thing a person can do is stop the natural flow of it by putting up 4 walls, which is a square, which is a cell, which is confinement to the individual. So that's what we got to do. We got to bust down ourselves, unite, and do this thing for humanity's sake. If not, man, then you know what? I suggest you learn some Russian or Chinese, because we ain't gonna make it through this one, folks. We ain't. We weren't never designed to. You know what I'm saying? America, if you listen to your civics professor or whatnot back in school, what did they always say? America was what? An experiment. Experiment. Now, we're no more experimental than the UK. We're no more experimental than Germany or any other government that came before us. But the reality is that is the clue to let you know this thing's about ready to be dissolved. You know what I'm saying? It's about ready to be dissolved. Because I can ask you 3 questions right now. Tell me, what is true American culture? Tell me, who is a true American? And finally, tell me, what do the average American really stand on? And most people cannot even answer one of those 3 because there is no collective American culture. What? Culture of racism and division? Culture of misogyny and fucking women abuse? Culture of what? Fucking snatching up kids and the rich people raping them? Because that's what we're known for around the world, guys. We're known as stupid, misogynistic, child raping fucking evil bastards.
Well, you know, we just got,
and that's not right.
We got laughed at when Trump was at the UN this past day. I think the day before speech. The day before they sentenced Bill Cosby, he gave that speech, and the people, the world leaders, laughed at him. He tried to say like, well, they laughed with me. No, they laughed at you.
Because you know what? and this is another thing. You guys got to understand, why is our U.S. Navy building up a Atlantic fleet right now? It's not to attack the Russians, because the Russians only have 2 basically warm water ports. All right. And that's in the Black Sea. It's to fucking Britain's going to turn on us, guys. Britain is going to turn on us. And fucking now that we don't have Britain in the equation, how will a worldwide conflict really play out against America versus the UE versus Russia versus China? I didn't tell you the UE bit, guys. And that's only because this is confidential talk from a person I've been talking to. But they're about ready to kick our asses to the curb. No man nor nation can really stand alone. You better wake the fuck up, because shit is fucking drawing 9. For real. All right? You know, nobody has no problems carving up America. They will have 0 shits about it. I'm telling you. You know, so that's why I always scream here in the past couple of months. We have to fix what the fuck we got now. If not, then, you know, fuck it. Prepare to learn a new language and a new culture. Buy a fucking gun.
Then I always say, too, like I was talking to a few brothers, a couple of them. One homie was from California and the other one was from Chicago. And they asked me, they were like, well, you know, how is black folks affected by this whole Russia conspiracy? And I said, very simple. If you look at what he's done to the kids down at the border, everybody's act so surprised, like they're actually killing the kids down there, they're actually raping them, and you're surprised by that? No, I was never surprised. Because see, when Putin and Trump had met, Vladimir Putin put a lot of stuff in Trump's head and said, hey, I just got through watching a disturbing video with 4 cops. They killed a black man, shot a black man while he was in a wheelchair.
Damn.
Shot him. And the man, he tried to get up out of his wheelchair, and they just blasted him. So reason why I say that black folks are a part of this whole Russia conspiracy is they're neutralizing us on every level.
Right.
They're making their final push for world domination, and we're going to see it in our time. The do nothing Congress that's in there, reason why they're not acting fast to impeach him is because they're all part of that same conspiracy. Because he's the type of person, if he gets caught, he's going to throw him up underneath the bus. This Russia conspiracy affects black people, and it's just like what Brother Ron was saying, and you, TruePowerIsMine, about the unification of it. That's the hardest thing to do, is unify.
Right.
I think it's impossible, because Dr. King tried to do it. Imagine if Dr. King didn't do anything. Just think, because he easily could have set back. You know that, right?
Oh, yeah.
He could have set back, but he chose not to. Somebody had to do it.
So he stepped up. And you saw what happened to him. He got popped the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So once again, this goes back to the psychological conditioning. Whether you're smart, intelligent, or not, you try to step up, you get squashed down. That's what the system's telling you.
If you look at little by little, we're seeing remnants of the Holocaust.
Oh, yeah.
It's little by little. And Cajun kids down at a border. I mean, you got the right-wing conservatives that's saying, oh, we're the party of values and all this.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like that they're
the party of white values.
They're validating rape in a roundabout way for a person that's non-melanated. A non-melanated male, he can rape. A melanated male. But they
watch out.
They use Bill Cosby as a scapegoat. I've heard several during this Brett Kavanaugh confirmation. I've heard several right-wing Republicans refer to Bill Cosby. You see how they kill the image of the black man first?
And they've been killing us for a hot minute, guys.
They've
been killing this image for a hot fucking minute.
And then when they do the physical carnage, when they actually kill the man, the black man, it validates why they feel the way that they feel.
And murder's right. Think about this, y'all. Having an American dictator. What do people refer to Donald Trump? Dictator in chief. And the thing about it, guys, and once again, and this goes for any lunatic out there talking about trying to harm the president. You take out him and you get somebody infinitely worse. And that is Pence, who is a true ideologue, who really believes in this. All right. Trump just plays around with it. He just kind of uses the whole racial thing for his benefit. But Pence truly believes it.
But they actually are.
And that might be a reason why they're holding back on the impeachment with Trump. We don't want Pence, guys.
They actually are looking at him as a god. They're looking at Trump as a god. They're allowing him to get away with a lot of different things. Pence don't want to be president. In fact, if this whole history has a way of repeating itself as far as you look at Watergate and the Russia conspiracy. To me, Pence, because there was a report that came out that Pence's wife did not want didn't want her husband, Mike Pence, to be Donald Trump's running mate.
Well, quite as kept, she didn't even want Mike Pence as her husband. She was a lesbian, and Pence was a homosexual. And those two met at a gay conversion camp through their church.
And actually, Pence is the most dangerous person right now because he can invoke the 25th Amendment, which could remove Trump from power. All he would have to do is go to Congress and say that he's unfit to serve, and then they'll vote on it. And sometimes, it's several different scenarios that can happen. Like
even there was a tie. Pence is the vice president.
He can filibuster.
He can break the tie.
He can filibuster it. Yeah, he can remove Trump from office. But I think if they do close it, they've already closed in on Trump. But the thing is if you look at Richard Nixon and Spiro Agnew, which was the vice president, Spiro Agnew resigned. He resigned before.
And then Rockefeller came in.
So I look for Mike Pence to do the same thing. I mean, I could be wrong, but just the way that it's set up, he don't want to do all that. He don't want to be president. I don't think so.
Well, he's you gotta understand the JBS, John Birch Society. They're on some other shit. Hey, Brother Ron, do you know anything about the John Birch Society by chance?
John Birch Society?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't really know anything. I just know that people always bring it up when it comes to conspiracy theories and stuff. I know they play a role in a lot of the conspiracy theories from the 20th century, particularly like Kennedy assassination and stuff like that. But go ahead, I'm listening. I'm learning something of this y'all talk.
Well, check this out. We all know that John Birch Society came into existence to quote unquote fight communism. Okay, they were facilitators in both the Korean conflict and the Vietnam War. All right, and they're also facilitating the government as we speak right now. The thing with these folks is that they're basically evangelicals that are hell bent on fulfilling prophecy. You know, whether they have a helping hand in it or not. You know, a lot of evangelicals, you know, well, Trump may not be a Christian, but he's a tool of God. And we got to understand the John Birch Society. Like, for instance, until I started doing my personal research, I did not realize they were as deep as they are. You know, the Koch brothers, their father was one of the founding members. The Mercer families, you know, all these people have a lot of money and a lot of fucking pull. Okay. And earlier, and just before you came on, I said, in order to basically reel in these corporations, we need to make laws in this country saying, for one, corporations can no longer give to campaign contributions to any candidate. Also, if you are in a Fortune 500 corporation, you can only have ties to one company. In other words, you can't have, you know, you can't be the CEO of this company board of directors on this one and that one, because that gives you way too much power as one individual. We have to reel in, because we're quickly going to a fascist situation. You know what I'm saying? Not so much, you know, with a Nazi spin on it, obviously, but more so a fascist situation. That's why everybody worships money.
Where did the white nationalist movement really start? Russia. That's it. It started during the Bolsheviks. The Bolsheviks are Jews. Mm-hmm. They're Khazarian Jews, and they're the ones who started that communist movement. And everybody, like if you look at the Vietnam War, everybody was. It's like what. Rest in peace to brother Muhammad Ali. When Muhammad Ali said specifically, he said, "There's no Viet Cong that ever called me a nigger," you know, which is very true. And then they stripped the man of his heavyweight championships, all of his medals and everything, because the man took a stand. But if you look at Vietnam back then, and they said, quote unquote, we don't want communism,
but we want that rubber.
Communism is a Jewish ideology.
That is true.
So, and then if you look at one of the key speeches that President John F. Kennedy gave, I think that was the year that he died in 1963.
Talking about the military-industrial complex?
When he said, in a roundabout way, I refuse to be a puppet for a one world order government. Mm-hmm. And that was eventually the speech that he was killed, that he got killed, because he was in the verge of putting sanctions on Israel.
Well, because they were in the Federal Reserve.
They were manufacturing nuclear weapons. At one time, Israel had more nukes than we did. And you guys were talking about China earlier. Mm-hmm. China has been, you know, exposed to Western exploration. They've been infiltrated in Africa.
Boxer Revolution.
They've infiltrated in Cuba. They infiltrated in
the Caribbean and South America,
Haiti, you know, Venezuela, Brazil, you know, and they're turning around and they're doing joint military operations with Russia and North Korea.
Mm-hmm. And you know what, this is about ready to set it off? That World War. Look, what caused Japan to really go and bomb fucking Pearl Harbor? We decided to fucking put an oil embargo on that fucking nation. And they were getting fucking low on their fucking resources. Like, fuck it, we just got attacked. And that's why they were trying to go so fucking far, like down south into Malaysia and shit, where the oil is at, to get the oil and shit so that can fuel their economy. Mm-hmm. Well, we're doing the same thing with China. Yep. The same fucking thing. Listen, what's the definition of insanity, guys? Doing the exact same thing, expecting different results. So we know by historical point, we put a sanction or embargo on this nation that's halfway developed, you know. They're going to fucking fight back. That's the only outcome. Let's stop being insane. It's not going to turn the tables. It's not going to go back. The reality is this here. We have a Zionist situation at our doorstep. We have a semi-fascist situation mixed with patriotism and nationalism here on American shores.
Mm-hmm.
And we got a $21 trillion debt that has to be paid, that can be called in at any time, looming over our fucking heads. So what do I see happening? The debt's called in. Let's go backwards. The debt's called in. The nationalist people fucking unite. They're like, fuck it. We're in a depression now. We got to feed our bellies. And then the whole world, as far as China. I mean, think about this for 1 second. If you look at most of your merchandise around your house, where is it manufactured in? China. Judge Joe Brown told us what? China has 76% of the world's manufacturing capabilities. So in other words, if you're China, I'm America, I'm going to bust you in the nose, brother. But before I do, you got to sell me the boxing gloves. You got to sell me the tape for my hand.
Yeah.
And you got to also help me fund the ring to bust you in the nose. Now think about it from your point of view. You're like, this cat's damn near busted because I'm old and frail. Don't forget, I'm establishment. You're coming up. That's the war. All right? So we all had better get on point and get on code. Listen, it's going to be like this before we know it. You're going to have to get a chip to work. You're going to have to get a chip to buy shit. All right? If you haven't noticed, most of your Walmarts have those self-checkouts. You think that's going to end there? You don't think they're going to have a fucking like a little archway you walk through with your cart? It scans everything, hits your chip, and you pay for it right then and there? That's where we're moving to. And then, like Mark said, once that happens, guess what, kids? Ain't nobody showing up on a show like this because they'll disconnect that chip. And motherfucker, we're starving that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So we got to do it while we have time, while we still have fucking time. If not, man, then you know what? It's good knowing all y'all. I'll see you on the flip side. Because, we're all heading to a fucking FEMA camp or a fucking mass grave. That's just the reality, kids. And you can sit here and wonder about who's sticking what dick and what fucking whore all you want. But when those fucking fascists come knocking on your door, and they won't knock, I'm just being fucking comical there. When they come blasting in through your home, kill everybody up in that motherfucker, then you know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Until then, I guess, keep on watching your little fucking shows and thinking you're immune to all this shit, but no one's immune, dude. This world can change like that for the good or bad. All it takes is a change in your mind, changing your behavior. Brother Ron, real quick, do you know anything about the Georgia Guidestones down there?
I actually went to visit the Georgia Guidestones about a couple months back in May. I'll say I was curious because I was visiting some relatives down in the ATL, 90 miles north of Atlanta. But a lot of folks in Atlanta are not aware of the Georgia Guidestones. So just going there in the middle of a cow pass out in the middle of nowhere. And it was raining, weather, and I met a woman from England that actually was traveling across country. She drove from San Francisco on her way to New York City. So she was trying to drive across country to visit all these interesting sites in America.
Mm.
So I called her name was, I can't think of her name right now. Oh my God. I was joking. I call her Illuminati Nikki. I was Boule Run. Her name was Nikki, right? I thought it was Illuminati Nikki and I was Boule Run. I took pictures and everything. So it's interesting, man, because they put this up back in March of 1980. And they don't really know who actually was the people behind it that put it up.
C.J. Christian.
So,
what's the name on the documents? It was C.J. Christian.
Yeah, but it's like a group, though. It was a group behind, like a shadow group.
Yes.
And then they dedicated back in March of 1980. And, you got different things written in various languages. Basically telling you how to live on Earth. It was like a updated version of the Ten Commandments, I believe, for 500 million people that will be left after whatever's going to happen.
Yeah. Now, when you say that would be considered a remnant of the present day population, 500,000 people, a remnant of 7 billion.
Yeah. When you think about Bill Gates Foundation with the Depo Provera,
Oh,
how they're sterilizing women in developing countries, but you think about the fact that they was going around sterilizing women in California too.
oh my God!
You see, America is the home of eugenics. America inspired Hitler to do the things he ended up doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, what did Hitler say about America? That the only thing about America he respects is the way that America treated the Native Americans.
But also, he had a white American businessman behind the rise of Adolf Hitler. People like Prescott Bush.
And Henry Ford.
Patriarch of the Bush family.
Mm-hmm.
And Henry Ford. They made vehicles, and even DuPont. The DuPont made money. The DuPont family made money after wars. Both World War I and II. And the Rockefellers made money after oil they sold to Hitler. So I mean, everybody, war is big business, man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. War is big business. That's all it is. It ain't about no liberation. It ain't about fighting for freedom. It's about other people's shit.
Yes, sir. And another thing that people don't realize, Hitler had a special train that was for him. It was basically his command center, and he rode on it all throughout the Reich and whatnot. The name of that train was called America.
Oh wow!
Yeah, he rode in a train called America, killing motherfuckers.
Man,
that makes sense. What that came to America is the greatest purveyor of violence. His own government's greatest purveyor of violence on the planet. That's the American way. American history is just a long ass gangster rap house.
Yep.
You can blame rap when it's about American history, but American history is a rap.
Right.
It's very misogynistic, very violent, stylistic, hedonistic, all that stuff.
Oh my God, you're so true. I never even thought about it. We started off in 77.6, put a clip up to that British bitch. It's
I kind of joke, right? This is a funny thing. It's not funny like in a ha-ha way, but they try to call, Bill Cosby was for being America's dead, America's racist. I said, no, America's racist is Christopher Columbus.
Yeah.
He has a federal holiday or a holiday.
Hold on. Hey, brother.
America's racist, Christopher Columbus.
I'm gonna send you. Hold on, someone just hit me up. We need better audio. I got you on a Bluetooth. Could you? I'm gonna text you my phone number real quick. Could you call my cell phone so that the people can hear you better? Hold on, I'm gonna.
Absolutely, I'm in transit right now. I'm probably just driving right now.
Oh no.
So I wish I could just call in for another show. I want to share, the quality of the show.
No, I mean, yeah. Well, this is a brand new system. I do got a little feedback coming from the mic, so I got to keep her just a little bit low. But hold on. I know you're driving, so I'm gonna hit you like this. Hold on, just pick up this phone call coming in.
All right. Hello?
Yes, we got you, brother. Hold on, let me.
Sound better? I don't know if I'm driving. So it sound better?
Yeah, it should sound a hell of a lot better because you're on my cell phone right here, and I got you right up against the mic. Hold on, let me ask the room.
Okay.
Hey, y'all, is the chat better now? Can you hear Brother Ron? Yep, they're saying yep. So we get see that's how we do it. Yeah, they say it sounds great now.
Good.
They ain't gonna keep us down. I know I've been having phone trouble here. It's like ever since I've hollered at Wayne Madison, the journalist, ex
oh yeah.
NSA.
You talk about the government. They watching this ass, so
it.
They watching him like they watch Bill Cooper.
Oh, brother Bill, he's dead. Yep. Bill Cooper's dead.
Yep.
Now, what was your brother Ron? What was your thoughts when you personally saw the Georgia Guidestones down there? What did you think?
It wasn't that impressive to me. I'll be honest with you. It's like, the myth is more impressive than the reality of what it was. It wasn't spooky, I didn't get no weird vibes off of it. It was in the middle of a cow pasture. They had a security camera across the street, I guess because it's been vandalized so many times. But I didn't get no weird vibe. I read, it is like basically letting you know that, hey, depopulation is coming, is already here. And, this system is not about respecting or treating humanity with respect. This is about exploiting humanity
And, you know, like, you think about it, man. It's like, I had a relative who just recently had an aneurysm. She had to be airlifted to the emergency room.
Oh.
And the reason why she had an aneurysm was because the medication she took there was made in China.
Oh.
It caused her aneurysm, not because of her. See, we always blaming ourselves for what these people are doing to us by design. These are nothing but Nazis, not Hitler. But people, you think about the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. They approve the food that makes you sick, and they give you the medicine that makes you even sicker.
Yes.
They approve both of these things. So is it medicine? Shit. This is a killing machine, man.
Mm-hmm.
They got corn. They send the people down in South America or Central America that sterilize people to make them infertile.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like doing all this stuff. It's wicked, man. The system is wicked, like Dick Gregory said, wicked and filthy.
Yes.
Degenerate system.
Yes.
And you got the nerve to tell your kids to be afraid of thug punks or punk thugs that don't respect their humanity. You got the nerve to tell your kids to be afraid of the police. I mean, I ain't gonna say I'm gonna say NWA. I say like American Atheists against the rap album. My thing is this: down in Dallas, people get all mad and angry about the wrong stuff. It's like you mad at Bill Cosby about the pound cake speech, but you're not mad how they did Bill Cosby with the Just Us system. You know, you mad about what happened to that brother down in Dallas, but I tell you like this: if they could kill a 15 United States president in Dallas and get away with it, they don't give a damn about them things.
Right.
Wow.
Right.
They killed a damn president in Dallas.
Wow.
They got away with it.
Yep.
Contaminated crime scene and everything.
I never even thought about that fucking angle. You're right, brother.
They killed Dr. King. Who the hell is I mean, I ain't disrespecting the ancestors now, but I'm saying, like, if they could kill a sitting U.S. president and get away with it in Dallas, who the hell is Dr. King?
Right.
You know, in Memphis, the other night, they just killed the president of the Memphis Chamber of Commerce. He was once the executive of Pinnacle Airlines, a major airline. They had headquartered in Memphis type of way. He took that airline from being a $75 million a year operation to being $1 billion operation. He was the president of the Memphis Chamber of Commerce for about 4 years. And he was walking home from some type of event he was organizing on Thursday night. And he got shot in the head execution style.
Wow.
They said a black dude with dreads in the F-150 pickup truck.
Really?
And people always got to say about Memphis being a place of crime. But here's the thing. This dude was the president of the Memphis Chamber of Commerce. He had all types of political, you know, and financial connections and obligations. I believe that was a professional hit.
Yeah.
That was not a random act of violence. The dude didn't steal anything off his person. So you let me know that when you get in a position of power like that, you're going to have both powerful friends and powerful enemies.
Yes, sir.
You're a friend of me.
Yep.
You can't get power in this system like the man with a little bit dirt on you or a skeleton in the closet. That's the way that Jay Hoover maintained power for 50 plus years. He had dirt on everybody. People forget that Jay Hoover started out as a librarian at the Library of Congress.
What?
He used to be a librarian. He used to organize this system for them when he was going to college at George Washington University.
I did not know that.
Yeah, so, you know, he was a keeper of secrets. He knew that knowledge is the currency of the universe, that knowledge is power, information is power.
Yes, sir.
That's how he didn't stay in power because he had guns. The FBI didn't have guns at the beginning. He stayed in power because he had the dirt on everybody.
Yep.
He had the good. He knew where all the bodies were buried. So if you don't understand, think about all the most powerful, most important organizations in the world is ran on, they're not ran on bloodshed and guns, they ran on information. Wall Street, CIA, FBI, all these organizations, they run off information.
Yep.
That's it, dude. That's totally it. My God. You know, and that's funny because, you know, when you think about it, who also had a humble fucking start? Albert Einstein. And what did Albert Einstein do? He went to Bohemian Groves, and that's where he met a couple other people, and that's where they started the whole atomic weapon program. That basically
Manhattan Project, right?
Yes. And that's threatening the whole biosphere of all of humanity. You know, once we start shooting off those nukes, what's going to happen? A nuclear winter. You know? So, oh my God, man.
And guess who was
That's why it's important y'all keep on doing what y'all doing. I mean, it's good y'all have dedicated fans because they doing like it's not criticism, it's not hate, they're not hating, they just being constructive critics, right? They want to elevate the brand, help y'all step y'all game up. We need people like that. We need a good team like that. We need people that's gonna lift y'all up and encourage y'all on y'all journey to get this information out. Because it could be a lonely journey. It's a lonely assignment. Many lonely nights for me.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, Brother Ron, I want humanity to survive. I don't want anybody to die unmeaninglessly, because there's some shit coming down our way in the future. Right. And we're gonna need every swinging dick and every hanging clit to fucking fight these fucking bastards off.
Put that on a t-shirt, man.
The thing about it is, though, it all begins in our minds. It all begins and ends in our minds. Right now there's brothers and sisters out here who are self-policing themselves. They won't strive any farther because they're in that four walls, that fucking square, that cell, that confinement. And that we call it life. You know what I'm saying? We got to break free of ourselves, guys, because we are a beautiful species that's been around for a long time. And I believe we have a long time more to come, but we have to come together, get on the same accord to do this thing. If not, then we're going to go the way of the fucking dodo. I mean, we're rolling on 2 hours here. Special report is only supposed to be like a 30-minute show.
That's what makes it special.
Yeah. But
it's organic, it's good, it's real, it's authentic, that's great.
Brother Ron, could you tell people real quick, where can they support you? Your YouTube channel is We All Be Free TV. YouTube.com.
One word, yeah. And also PayPal, you can look r2c2h2@gmail.com.
And do you have a Patreon account or anything?
Yeah, I got a Patreon. It's We All Be. I think it's We All Be. But I mean, if you go to We All Be TV, different ways. I got all this stuff in the description box of my videos. So I just want to thank you all for doing what you're doing, man. Like, it's good that we have, we got to hold each other accountable, man. We mirrors to each other, man.
Yes.
A lot of company that you keep. And whatever you see I'm lacking, I hope that you let me know. And wherever I see you lacking that, I'll let you know. We work together in solidarity to solve these issues, man.
Yes.
Because we got to work together. Like, you don't have to work with everybody. Just work with the right people that's on the same page. That's walking the same journey as you.
Right.
Find your tribe. Make your tribe. Be a tribe.
Yes.
Yep.
I mean, that's what it's about. Look, the strength of the wolf doesn't come from its fangs and its claws. It comes from the pack.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? We have to pack up. Not for hate and stupid shit, but we have to pack up for humanity and survival shit.
That's right.
And that's what I'm all about, because I do have children. You know what I'm saying? And I do want this world that they're going to inherit not to be fucking polluted. I want the food to be grown not from GMO, but from natural seed. I want the air to be free of chemtrails, and the water to be free of fluoride, and the vaccines to be free of mercury and the other fucking 14 carcinogens in it. That's what I want for the children. Not just mine, but your children as well.
Right.
Yep. All right? Because we're in this shit together. We are literally in this shit together. Period. Amen. Let's work together and let's get off this fucking mudball with starships or teleportation or however, as a unified, solidary group of sentient human fucking beings.
I say.
Well, folks, this has been Special Report. I'm TruePowerIsMine.
I'm your boy C.I.
And Brother Ron's on the phone from We All Be TV. And you know what? Like I always in my special report, guys, let's be kinder towards each other. Peace.
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 Man, I just want to say thank you, Brother Ron.
Brother Ron hung up.
That is awesome. Dude, brother, this is an awesome fucking show, man.